People love to say they don't have time, but the truth is, time isn't your problem. Focus is. You don't need more hours in the day. We all have the same 24 hours. You need to stop wasting the ones you do already have. This episode calls out people with love because most are drowning in distraction while saying they're busy. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. We're going to talk about you don't need more time, you need more focus. And the truth about it is, when you can sit down and focus, a good 16 hours a day on something that you want to do, you're going to get it done. If you sit there and distract yourself with all the distractions we have in the world right now, you're not going to get it done. You're going to say you need more time. I wish I had more hours in the day. And that's not what it is. You need more priority and more focus throughout the day. The lie is that I don't have time. Everyone says it, but everyone has the same 24 hours. You have enough time to binge shows that Netflix, Hulu, whatever you got. How many hours a day do you watch that? The average is probably like 4 to 5 hours a day for people watching Netflix and stuff. Myself, I limit it to 30 minutes to 1 hour. You don't have enough time or you definitely have enough time to scroll. We all got scrolling issues. My phone tells me I'm on my phone 7 hours a day. Some of it's not that. Some of it's looking at the workouts and things like that and actually doing some work on it. But I do end up scrolling sometimes, and once I get, 20, 30 minutes in, I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? And I set the phone down and I go run away from the phone. You have enough time for things that don't even matter, like drama, talking to your friends about random stuff going on that has nothing to do with anything that you need to be focused about. It's taken away from your priority from working out, eating right, cooking, things like that. So the issue really isn't time. It's a priority issue. If your top 5 priorities is drama, talking with friends, scrolling, and watching Netflix, you are definitely not going to get anything else done that you should be getting. You should be switching those top priorities out with working out, eating right, betting on yourself, personal development, and things like that. But if you're listening to this podcast, you're already on a personal development journey, and I really appreciate you listening. If it was important to you, you'd already be doing it. Not having time is a socially acceptable way to say, I'm not committed to this yet. And saying that out loud stings, but it's the truth. That sets you free. Next time you're wasting time, tell yourself, I'm not committed to this yet. And see what happens to your train of thought. It's going to change. It'll probably tell you to put your phone down and go be committed to something different. The real problem is scattered attention. Your mind isn't tired. It's just overwhelmed. And I can see it in myself. You can see it in your kids. You can see it in your spouse. A lot of times we're just living in the most distracted era in human history. We all have the little red bubbles popping up. We have the computer. As soon as you get on it, little dings happen. Just like there's so many distractions. And it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to let yourself just go and get distracted instead of having to really focus on what you need to be doing. It's definitely the most overstimulated era, the most influence-driven era. Notifications, messages, social media, news, group chats, emails. Your brain is under attack from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. No wonder people feel anxious and unmotivated. Their attention has been hijacked in a big-time way. And group messages, don't even get me started on those things. Those drive me bonkers, drives my wife bonkers. And, I get the place of them, but sometimes, man, they just go off the rails and just hijack your phone. Your phone's just blowing up for no reason. And then you got to really, especially if you got to watch, the other distraction is the freaking watch. I've turned a lot of notifications off, and the ones I do I think are important. Are they that important that I have to have them? Probably not. So what is the cost of distraction? When your attention is scattered, it takes longer to get to your goals. Your progress is very slow. Your confidence drops, and you lose trust in yourself because you set yourself up for not having the success that you need. You tell yourself you're going to do something, and then you don't do it because you get distracted and you lose focus. Therefore, telling your brain it wasn't priority, it wasn't important to you, and therefore, you lose confidence in your actual trust and you lose trust in yourself. You don't just lose time, you lose momentum. And momentum is everything in this world today, especially when you're trying to build things up. Momentum is what it takes. Momentum is what makes success feel effortless. Distraction is what keeps you restarting every Monday. And you don't have to wait for Monday. You just got to restart. If you get a distraction, you got to go eat some pizza and you're on your health kick, then just start the next day eating right again. You don't have to wait till Monday and just blow it up for the rest of the week. So the power of single focus. When you focus your attention, you finish what you start. If you set out to do a podcast and you sit here and do the actual podcast, you can finish it in 15 minutes. If I sat here, did a few words, a few sentences or a paragraph, and then walked off, came back, and I was like, oh man, I need to go check on dinner. Then walk off, come back. Oh man, I need to go write this down or do this. The podcast would take 6 hours to do, and you'd probably be like, man, I want to do my podcast, but it usually takes me like 6 hours to do. No, it doesn't. It takes you 6 hours to do everything else but your podcast. You feel proud instead of guilty. Your mind gets quieter. You move forward consistently. And your focus is how ordinary people create extraordinary results. Focus is how ordinary people create extraordinary results. Not talent, not luck, not motivation. Focus and actually working on the things that they need to be working on. A quote that I found today is, where your attention goes, your life goes. If your attention is scattered, your life is scattered. If your attention is disciplined, your life becomes more powerful. And the more discipline I have in my life, I probably need some in some other areas, but I have really good discipline in eating right, taking care of my family, working out, and then I still have good discipline in the businesses that I run. Could I be more disciplined in one or more? Probably. But the fact is that you got to stay disciplined and you can't lose focus. You got to keep going. And how do you reclaim your focus? You got to choose your big 3 daily. Every morning, pick 3 things that actually move your life forward. Not 10, not 8, just 3. It seems way less daunting and easier to accomplish if you just pick 3. Protect your environment. Your phone is the biggest thief in your life. Turn it off for the first 90 minutes of your day, or put it in a different room while you work. Your focus will double instantly. If your phone doesn't buzz, or if you get the little red dot popping, the little lights blinking, all this stuff, like if you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't do anything, it's not dinging on your watch, you can focus for 90 minutes. You can come back to it, and when you got to catch up, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you've done some productive work for 90 minutes, and you've doubled your focus. You've doubled everything that you needed to do. I work out with my phone, but I don't get on my phone. I just use it for the music, or if like an employee calls, it does distract me at some point. But if an employee calls, it's usually pretty bad and they need some help. Say no more often. Most of your stress comes from things you didn't need to say yes to. You don't get your dream life by adding more. You get it by removing what doesn't matter. Cut out the things that are not moving you towards your goals. Write them down. Figure out what you're doing. Figure out what you can get rid of and what you actually need to keep. Do first what matters most. They say eat the frog. Mine's working out. Like that's just the thing that I need to do. If you wait until later becomes never. And if I wait till later in the afternoon, if I don't work out in the morning, it's probably not going to get done. It gets done every once in a while, but there's something that's going to pull you away from it, or you just get too tired. Handle your priorities before life wakes you up. That means get up early. I get up around 4:30. Today was 4:40. Should have got up a little bit earlier. Choose discipline before distraction has a chance to speak. Always just tell yourself, go do it anyways. There's so many times where throughout the day I was like, I don't want to do this. I tell myself, just go do it anyways. Make it happen. So for the next 7 days, don't track your time. Track your focus. Where does your attention go? Who has access to your energy? Because your life will always follow your focus. You don't need more time. You just need to stop giving your time to the things that don't deserve it. Well, that's the pod. I appreciate everybody listening, and go out there, share it with anybody that you think could get some benefit out of it, and I appreciate everybody listening.